Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another vloggy vlog. I have a few updates already. So let's start with I guess let's start with the book I DNF that I was reading in last week's vlog and decided that I just didn't want to read it anymore. Pattern needs inside, so hold on. Okay. Dog's inside. Okay. So, I was reading in last week's vlog, towards the end of the vlog, I was reading Lilith by Nikki Marmiri. And I think I'm realizing what it is about retellings that most people don't like and that I definitely don't really like, and why I've never really given a retelling anything over 3 stars. And that is because there's no world building in retellings. You're just like expected to know the information, and I don't. So that's, not gonna work for me. Like, obviously I know this is Lilith, this is, Genesis from the Bible, like, obviously, like, I understand, but like, I'm not a Christian, nor do I know all the Bible stories, so this is just kind of going like a bit over my head, I guess, because I'm like, I don't understand like this world or anything about these characters or anything like that, besides just like a very base understanding from Sunday school when I was a child. Okay, so yeah. And also, I love a feminist book. Like, don't get me wrong, I really do. But when it's... Let me go deal with my cat. Hold on. If you have cats are worse than dogs about needing to be fed at a certain time. And if they're not, they will just pester and pester. And my cat is very... like, her meow, like, gets under my skin. Anyways, you don't care. Lilith. So, as I was saying, I love a feminist book. I really, really do. But when it only seems like all it's doing is just trying to tear men down and basically saying, like, all men are terrible and awful and fuck them, and that's why women should rule the world. I don't like that. I don't. Like, because I don't believe in tearing anybody down to build yourself up. So, like, I just don't think a whole, movement or book should be based on that. So, like, it kind of just, it bores me, honestly, when it's doing that. Because, like, that is just not very dynamic, I guess. And so, honestly, I didn't see this book getting over a 3-star, and at some points not even getting to a 2-star. I was just pretty bored. But if you like retellings, and if you do know a lot about Christian mythology and everything like that, you might like this a lot more than I did. I didn't think the writing was bad. I thought the audiobook was actually pretty good. So you might like this. I just couldn't. So I had to DNF that. But this is also something I was reading at the end of last week's vlog. Actually, I was reading this throughout last week's vlog, but I just couldn't finish it. So I am, oh man, I didn't even stop at the start of a chapter. I am 250 pages into this. This is like 450 pages, so I got about 200 pages left. And honestly, I'm just bored. I really am. If this wasn't a secret project that I paid, a lot of money for, and if it wasn't Sanderson, and if it wasn't connected to the Cosmere, I would have probably DNF'd this book. I'm enjoying it when I am in it, reading it, but anytime I put it down. So I watch, like, a lot of sprints to read because, like, I just like that regimented scheduling of reading. And just ignore him. I like that scheduling of reading. So, but anytime it comes to the end of the sprint, and like, you know, they do the talking and then we come back to read again. I don't want to pick this book up. I don't. Like, I get through 3 chapters and I'm kind of just like, I'm just done. I think the world that we're on is really interesting. I think that the character we are following is cool. The person who is with him is a character I should be in love with, because I love like inanimate object characters. I love like robot characters. I love, like, it's not a robot, but like from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like Marvin's like one of my favorite characters. So like I love that type of like sidekick character. That's always one of my favorites. Hold on. Goodness me. Okay, so like I love like sidekick characters, okay? And this one is supposed to be funny. And like Sanderson's done a character like this before that. So I know he can do it. I just don't find him funny. And like I'm not connecting with him, which is weird because I really should be. Like that is a character, like that is a #1 trope for me. And so like I find it weird that this story isn't working for me. I want it to. So like it's just kind of odd. I like the world that we're on. The plot that's happening is good. It's Sanderson writing, so like I enjoy it. I just overall am just underwhelmed with this, and like I don't know what the deal is with that. So it's funny, trust. So I don't know. I'm getting through it. Hopefully I will finish it in this vlog. God, I really don't want to bring this over into freaking April's vlogs or anything like that. Or, you know, end of March, beginning of April vlog. So, like, I really want to get this done, but I think I'm just going to have to take this a few chapters at a time and read something else physically in between, because, like, I just, every time I try to commit to this, like, I just get worn out from it. And that's kind of how it feels. It's just like it's a chore to get through, and that kind of sucks. So anyways, got this. And yes, if you're wondering, I did back the new Secret Project and obviously Words of Radiance leatherbound, because Words of Radiance is my favorite book from him, and so I needed it in the leatherbound. Duh. So yeah, I'm probably gonna regret backing that Secret Project, but listen, I love Sanderson, okay? He's got me fucking in his goddamn clutches. So a book that I actually have finished, because it was only a 2-hour long audiobook, was Veronica Ruiz Breaks the Bank by El Casamano. It is a novella in the Finley Donovan series, and it's following Vera, who's like Finley's sidekick pretty much. And it's before her and Finley met, so it's following Vera after she leaves her sorority and comes to live with her cousin, and she gets a job at a bank, but it's not doing finance like she had hoped it would be. It's actually being the cleaner for the bank, but there's somebody at the bank that's stealing money, and Vero wants to figure out who it is so that she can take their job as a teller. And so it's her trying to figure out who's stealing the money from the bank. And so it's just kind of like a little mystery like that. It was fun. It was interesting. I gave it 4 stars. Like, I had a good time. I like Vero as a character. There are some things that I wish, you know, there would have been more. Like, it has her little boyfriend. I mean, I don't remember if they become boyfriend girlfriend in the Finley Donovan series, but it's the guy that she grew up with. He's in it, and he, you know, kind of going with their relationship a little bit, talking about their relationship a little bit. I wish there would have been more of that, but overall, for it being a 2-hour long audiobook, it was a solid short story. So I did enjoy that. So I gave that 4 stars, and that's the only thing I finished as of lately. So like I said, I wanted to read something physically while reading Sunlit Man, so it has to be on my Kindle because I don't like reading physically in the same format. So I do have Black Sun on here, something I've been very interested in reading, so I am going to pick up Black Sun so I can read something that's different from Sunlit Man, and I'll read that after I read like a few like I have to at least give Sunlit Man like 1 sprint every day, so 30 to 45 minutes every day, just so I can try to get it over with. This sounds really bad, but like it really is a chore. So I haven't even started Black Sun, so I don't have anything to say about it. But welcome to the vlog, and we will talk when I have something to say. Hello. So it is movie talking time. So we went and saw Dune Part 2 on Sunday. It was really good. I think a very, very good sequel to obviously Part 1. And I really, really enjoyed it. I think they did a really good job. Definitely, like, from what I remember, keeping very true to the Dune book. From what I remember. So I don't remember everything from when I first read Dune, because like I first read Dune before the first movie came out, so it's been a little bit. And so I don't remember everything that happened in it. And like one thing that I was kind of like, I'm pretty sure that's not how that happened, was stuff that was going on with Zendaya's character, which I can't think of her name right now, but with Zendaya's character, there was just some choices that were being made with her character in relation to Paul that I didn't think was right. And after looking it up, I don't think it was, and that was kind of weird, and I didn't really like that part of it. But the rest of it was super good. Like, God, the visuals are so amazing. This one was very action-packed and kept the pacing going, like, really strong the entire time, so I really did enjoy that. And oh my God, Austin Butler as Phaedra Harkonnen. He is so good. Like, the whole time I'm watching him, I'm like, I know that guy. Who is that? And so I had to look him up, and he's fucking Elvis. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was like, this guy is, if he's doesn't become like the next big thing, I don't know what we're doing, because he is an amazing, amazing actor. And like, he honestly, to me, was the best part of the fucking movie. Like, every scene he's in, he just captures you. And that's how I felt in Elvis too. And like, he just captures you in it. And he was just so good. I really enjoyed him. And God, that scene when he's basically doing like a gladiator scene pretty much. And it's all just black and white. Oh my God, that was such a fucking badass scene. Like, I loved that so much. So he was my favorite part. So obviously, like, I would give that movie like an 8 out of 10. Like, lies. A 9 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed that a lot. I thought it was really good. And, I still like Part 1 better than the second part, but I do understand why everybody likes Part 2 a lot better. Also, nope, that's it. I don't have any book update or anything like that. So anyways, just wanted to pop in, say something about Dune. And I'm getting my hair done in just a minute to get all these rootsies taken care of. So I will update when I have something to say. Go see Dune Part 2. So, some decisions have been made, and some books have been DNF'd and paused. So I thought I would talk about them in this. So I have decided to DNF The Paris Apartment, which I don't even know if I told you I was reading. honestly. So the Paris apartment is for my in-person book club, and I am just not enjoying it at all, and I don't really care what's happening, and it just hasn't drawn me in. I mean, it's supposed to be like a thriller mystery, and like I just don't care. I could care less, like, or I couldn't care less, and I need to DNF it. So I DNF that. I'm gonna move you around because that light in the background is just bugging the shit out of me. So I DNF'd the Paris apartment, which, man, my in-person book club is not going well. So in replace of that audiobook wise, because I was listening to that as an audiobook. So to replace that, I really wanted to re-listen to Dune because I want to continue on with this series to read Dune Messiah. I'm pretty sure is what the next Dune book is supposed to be. So I did restart my listen of Dune, and I totally forgot that the audiobook is like a full cast narration, and freaking the guy who voices Mufasa, which y'all are all gonna be like, really, you don't remember his name, is in it. And I totally forgot that it's a full cast and everything like that. So I'm really excited to re-listen to this because I think honestly the first time I listened to this, I gave this 3 stars, and I don't think it's going to get 3 stars again this time. I think it's actually going to get a higher rating because I know a little bit more about this, and I am realizing that I'm way more interested in this than like I originally thought I was. So this is now my audiobook listen. So yay. And the book that I put on pause is The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson. Oh my God, I am, the BT Dubs, the Paris apartment, I got about 15% into and just decided that that just really wasn't going to work for me. So yeah, so The Sunlit Man, I am 289 pages in on chapter 23. I am like this close to the ending. I'm putting this on pause because I'm just going to wait for the library book to come in, or for the audiobook to come in on hold from the library so that I can just listen to this, because honestly, this just, I think I've already kind of talked about it a little bit, but this just feels like a fucking chore to listen to, and I am tired of to read, and I am tired of reading it, and I don't want to read it anymore, but I feel like I need to know the information in this book to continue my Cosmere journey, because I do love Brandon Sanderson and the Cosmere. And honestly, if this book wasn't connected to that at all, I wouldn't read this. I would have DNF'd it, but because it is, I am trying to continue to push through, and I think the audiobook is just going to be a better option for me there. So I am pausing this for now, and you're not going to have any more updates until I get the audiobook in from the library, which apparently is going to be like 16 weeks. So it's going to be a little bit before I get back to this, but that's fine. Like honestly, I feel like just like nothing has happened, and like I'm just kind of bored. So I just, yeah, not digging this exactly. So I am reading though on my Kindle. I am reading Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, and I am loving that so much, loving it so much. Like every time I'm in it, it just brings me so much joy and just makes me feel like I'm really in a fantasy world. Because like while reading Sunlit Man, I was like, well, maybe I'm just not in the mood for fantasy. And I was like, but like, I feel like I am, like I want to read fantasy, and I do want to read fantasy. I just don't want to read Sunlit Man. And so Black Sun is going so well. I'm loving it so much. Honestly, like it reminds me a lot of The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin, which I do have a whole reading vlogs on that book as well, that duology. It's reminding me so much of that duology. So like if you liked that, or if you liked Black Sun, like I would definitely try that series, because they remind me so much of each other. The way she's building the culture, the way it's just kind of the way the story is told, and not exactly what's happening, but kind of what's happening reminds me a lot of that. And just basically how this religion plays a big part in the world reminds me a lot of that. They very much remind me of each other. So I'm really enjoying Black Sun and really wanting to continue that. I don't remember how far I am in that at this point, but I am like 10 chapters in, I think. So really enjoying that a whole lot, and definitely am going to continue reading that. I can't decide if I want to actually have another physical book going, or if I just want to read on my Kindle and have the Dune audiobook going. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you an update on what I am doing. So, and because I'm really nervous, because I got 1 week now to wrap up both of these books. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I would like to have more in this vlog than just the first clip and the last clip, so that's why this is here. Anyways, I will let you know when I have something more to say or when I'm wrapping up this vlog. Alright, so I am having a fantastic reading month. I just read another 5-star read, and I am so happy about that. I guess this vlog kind of did end up turning into what I wanted it to be originally, which was, you know, reading women in fantasy. So that's pretty nice, because I don't think, besides the fact that I kind of DNF'd or paused Brandon Sanderson, and I actually stopped listening to Dune, so just don't even acknowledge those guys' existence, because we didn't even finish them. Anyways, that's not what this is about. So I finished Black Sun. I read that in pretty much kind of a day and a half, pretty much, once I finally like started reading it. So good. That was so good. It pretty much reminded me a lot of The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin, which is a very, very good thing. I think it's done a little bit better than The Killing Moon. Obviously they're not doing the same thing, but they both have to do with religion and religious magic being a part of the world, and about kind of, you know, overthrowing a religious sect within a country. So I really like that. Apparently that's just a thing I like in stories, and like I really think it is. I'm thinking about it, like, I'm just like, I think that's actually something I really like. That's a trope I love. So that's freaking great. All the characters were super awesome, super cool. I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know for sure, but like this, like, is this a villain origin story? Because I kind of think it's a villain origin story, which I am perfectly okay with. So I loved Black Sun. I know this is like a booktube darling, and I completely understand why. I thought the writing was really great. The characters are really great. They all very much stand out. They're all very interesting. There's like a really cool creature, like, not person, creature, inner thing or whatever. Like, that's super cool. And then like the person I think is like a villain, or maybe not a villain, I guess it's depending on what side of this you fall on. His thing is super cool, and I don't know, I find this world to be extremely fascinating, and these characters to be extremely fascinating. And so I have bought Fevered Star, and that's going to be my next read, because I've got to know what's going to happen. And I'm so sad that Mirrored Heavens does not come out until June. Like, I'm just like, that is really far away. But I guess I'll survive. But I can't wait to finish this series because I can't wait to know like what happens next. So if you haven't read Black Sun, give it a friggin' try because it was great. Also, like I said, so I stopped listening to Dune because a hold at the library finally came in that I've been wanting to listen to lately, and that is Marie Brennan's A Natural History of Dragons, a memoir of Lady Trent, and that is going so good. Like, I really, really enjoy that. I really wanted to listen to it on audio because it is like kind of like Amina al-Sarafi, like a woman telling her story, and I just figured, that would be better in an audiobook format, and it is. It's read by Kate Redding, and I'm loving it so much. Lady Trent is Isabella. She is just a really great character. I really love her so much. I love her passion, and I just really enjoy how the story is told, and I can't wait to get even more into it. I think I'm about 25% into it right now, but I'm having a good time. So I will check in with you guys when I have something to say. Hopefully I will finish Lady Trent this week. That is like my big goal, and then we will wrap this vlog up. But so I will check in with y'all either when we're wrapping this vlog up, when I finish Lady Trent, or both. So see you then. Hello, so I'm here to close out this vlog because as of right now I don't see me finishing any book this weekend or anything like that. Today is Friday, right before I'm about to post these, and I just got some stuff going on this weekend, so I doubt I read very much, and I doubt I actually finish the books that I'm reading. So right now I am reading Fevered Sun, is that the name of it? Yeah, Fevered Sun, the sequel to Black Sun. I am enjoying it, but I'm like a few chapters in, so nothing too crazy there. And then I am also in the middle of A Natural History of Dragons, and I could possibly finish that this weekend, but like I don't see it happening, and plus like I'm not exactly still enjoying it anymore. Not that it's bad or anything like that. Like it's not. It's good. It's good. Like I'll probably end up giving it around a 4-star. It's just this is probably blasphemy for a person who reads fantasy, but I don't care about dragons. I just don't. I don't find dragons to be that fascinating. I don't find, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a story about dragons, woohoo, like, or anything like that. Like, I just think they're fine. Like, they're not something that I love, and they're not something that I really get on with or anything like that. Like, they're fine. They're just not like something that I enjoy reading about. And I kind of thought, like, you'd be like, then why did you read a book about them? And I'm just like, well, because I thought that A Natural History of Dragons was more focused on Isabella, the main character. And I mean, it's told from her perspective. And like, I guess I kind of just expected more of like an Amina al-Sarafi kind of storytelling and kind of character, and Isabella is not Amina al-Sarafi. Like, and I don't really like her character all that much. Like, it's fine. I'm not attached to her. I don't think she's that interesting. I find her kind of boring, and I don't like having a female character that, because this is like set like in Victorian times, that's when the time setting is for this. So like, when women didn't have much autonomy and, didn't talk back and didn't do things that she's involved in, but she's also still kind of, I don't want to say meek, but like she's still like, oh, I don't want to embarrass my husband, and I don't, want to do and I'm like, I don't know, like, it's just kind of boring to me. And like, I have zoned out so much in this book that honestly, I can't even remember what's going on half the time when I'm listening to it. And I don't feel the need to go back and re-listen to anything because like I just don't care. So like I kind of just want to DNF it. I'm seeing which audiobooks come up in my library to like switch to, because like I just kind of feel like I'm just gonna end up DNFing it, or I'm gonna finish it just because it's something to listen to. So sorry to end on like such a sour note, but I did read one of my favorite books of the year so far in this vlog, which was Black Sun. And then I also read, you know, Veronica Ruiz Breaks the Bank, which was a really fun read. So sorry this vlog's not as long and probably ended on a pretty sour note, but tune in for my next one and we'll talk soon. Bye.